Welcome, what's happening world? It's your friendly talkative. I go by the name Mista Dre. And in today's episode, I've got my brothers from Three Kings. What's happening? How you guys feeling?
Good.
You guys are looking healthy with this COVID, during this COVID period.
All
right, I'm gonna let you guys quickly just introduce yourself, let the people know who's who.
I go by Michi. I deal with a lot of branding, I guess, graphics, things like that.
Dope. In the middle.
I go by the name Wally. Also Wally Walls. Also, I don't have enough titles. I'll give you guys the one I know. Yeah, so I'm just a regular guy.
Wally's no regular. Wally's no regular. All right, last but not the least.
It's your boy DJ Max Jam. You already know music. And planning, man. Event planning and music, that's about it.
That's dope. So Max, when you heard about the Burna Boy, what was your first reaction? Were you like, I hope he's not coming in?
Nah, man, he knows me. As soon as he got the call, because he was always in the States a lot. That time,
right.
And when he was about to get the contract, he was always flying in. He had to always go in when he heard they were going to the States as well. So all of that just gave me confidence, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as, before he was gonna go seal everything to make it a Three Kings thing, we spoke about it and it was like, man, he's about to make this happen and I hope we're ready and stuff like that. We're like, if you can get it done, bro, get it done. Let's do this. And from there,
I like that energy. So Wally, just walk me through it because it seems like you were traveling. So first of all, give me a timeline. How long did it take you to put the whole thing together for the North American side?
I've been talking to Burna Boy's team for I think the mother will even remember more than me because I was just stopping that at one point. But I said 2 years.
3 years. So that's before 2020.
Hold on.
No.
Sync Afrique, and Burna Boy. There was a time where we tried to get Burna Boy, but that was when the rumors of he couldn't fly, right?
Even that time too, he had the rumors.
He has always had the rumors.
He has always had the rumors. But in 2017, I believe was the time I knew that. It was 2017, I knew that, okay. Because at the end of the day, right, like I always say, that there are things that the young, I won't say the young one because I'm very young, it's just that we started early. But the ones that are just young in the game, maybe 2 years, 3 years, right? The problem, or rather even the old heads, right? I call them old heads, right? The thing is this, right? What you do. Although some of them will still get contracts that we can't get simply because, they know one boy that hangs out with them in Lagos and they are 50 years old, they have that age and all those kind of things, right? But the major thing that helped us was they put in good word for me because, they've worked with me several times and it was good. It was good words. So that's one thing that is very important. Everything you're doing, make sure you don't have any comma in terms of what you're doing. They know that what you say is what you say. So they put in good word. I think it was in LA that time. We were in LA and I knew the person that was managing him before. So we're just talking and I told him that, I want to bring Burna, do the introduction and stuff like that. And it was not just him, right? At that point I was tempted. That time, Wizkid was still with Disturbing London.
Right.
And at that time I was sitting down with Olise, Disturbing London, and one girl from Apple Music. And so, me, I didn't know anybody then. And I was just sitting down there. And I was this guy is from Disturbing London. This one is from Apple Music. This one is Olise. I know Olise now.
Yeah.
And, I was just sitting down there. They were all just discussing, you hear all the rumors that's going on in this industry. You get first-hand gist.
Right.
You know every single thing before they even come out.
Right.
I was just sitting down there. I was So I went to hang out with one of the guys that I think he's working with Burna now. But he was with Wizkid at that point in time. And we're just there, we went to go and do shisha. And I was talking to him that I was this close to saying, I want to bring Wizkid. But something ticked when they were all talking. Because I just wanted to, I guess they had open bar. So I just take drink for free. I didn't even know I was drunk. Because I was just drinking, listening to gist. Because it wasn't these people were the people in the industry.
The industry.
I was just a boy that was there at that point in time. So I just heard the guy say something even the only person that can talk to Wizkid is Wizkid. So at that point in time, when I heard that, I said,
let me not ask.
I said, no, let me not ask. Let me not get into the whole thing. Before one person told me A and then Wizkid will say B. So I was like, nah, I'm not working with Wizkid unless I for sure know what, you know. So I focused on Burna. I was like, so put in word. So they put in word. I spoke to Burna's mom. She liked it. She told me that, okay, she liked what I proposed and she likes me and stuff like that. So she's like, because she's a very protective person about her kid.
Right.
If you say one thing that turns out, she's gone. So luckily, I guess everything felt like, that's why I said everything felt good.
Felt good.
Because everything was just coming, you know, saying, it's not easy to say the right thing to somebody you don't know.
Right.
So I guess we said the right things and everything was just coming together. And you know, we all felt good, like this is going somewhere. So it has been like, it was like at least 2 years we're talking.
Right.
It was 2 years at least. And also because of those rumors, right? You don't know, because you're just talking to Burna Boy's mom the first time. So you don't want to go ask her, Mom, I heard your son is doing all these criminal activities. She fell all slap your head. So you're just there looking at like, how do I put this to this man? How do I say?
How do you word it?
They block him at border. Already have a bad thing lingering around. So it was like the thing of like, let me see.
Got a third likely.
Let me check.
Right.
Let me know this. Let me gather connections. So it was like at least 2 years.
So when did you guys seal the deal? What year can you say you guys sealed the deal? You guys
the deal was sealed.
Right.
It was just that it wasn't coming yet.
Right.
There was no announcement. There was still some checks to do.
Okay.
So I would say it was ready 2018. Late 2018 when, first of all, I had to get a lot of connections. Because we'll get to what happened.
Right.
How we were able to solve it.
Right.
But I had to get a lot of connections in Canada.
Right.
Talking in terms of like government officials and stuff like that, we had to get that first. Because, well, imagine you not knowing what to do when something happens.
For sure.
When I first of all got that connection, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then, you talk to her and she's like, oh, he's ready. And then, because I talked to her over the phone, we talk and everything. So I felt, okay, I think this is the right setting. So I'm like, Ma, is Burna okay to come to Canada? Does he? I heard this rumor. She said, she laughed. She's like, don't mind them, Joe. Which criminal record? Let them show it to me. She saw that. I said, it's true. I've never seen any criminal record. True. When the guy, she didn't even tell me that he was flying to London. That's why I saw Burna Boy in London. I said, okay, we're doing this thing. Let's find Burna Boy.
So you guys signed the contract. You guys got the deal. And so you guys announced it at a club, but how was you guys' reaction when you guys announced it? How was the feedback? Was it like, oh shit, let's do it? Or it's like, not sure.
No, man. People were, because I seen it that night. As soon as the flyer came up on the screen,
right?
As like people started taking screenshots, like recordings, shit, and it was going on Twitter immediately. So people were surprised, like, and that's another HML surprise, right? People were surprised that night, and then from the next day, I think that's when the talks of, oh, is this for sure again, and all those things started coming in again, but. That was not a concern to handle anymore. Like, we brought you guys a show. Now it's time to get your tickets or
get ready.
You're not going to be there.
Yeah, I think the reception picked up. Like, what we envisioned was like at the club. It was supposed to be wow. Like like HMO. This is HMO is like the first few hours. The next thing, everybody is drunk. So it was going to be another kick.
Yeah, I'll take it to the next level. Let's order more bottles.
He did get people hype.
Okay.
Because he started playing Burna Boy song and people were hype.
Right.
But the first reaction was the thing that we expected to be like, wow, like, but I didn't get that, but I guess they saw it. But me, I didn't even see it because I guess I was more focused on Easy having fun, that kind of thing. And we also Easy gyrating there.
Right.
So Easy was having too much fun. That was just it, but the next day, our DMs just filled up, man, because people also wanted to bring him and stuff like that. But that was the reception, basically. It was good. The first day was, I wouldn't say it was that good. It was like after people started sending it to each other, then we started picking up.
Gotcha. So in terms of putting the event together, how was it in terms of just putting it together, in terms of the venue, logistics, and all that?
We've been planning for years, man.
That's crazy.
Like, he sealed the contract in 2018.
Right.
But before then, we've been planning.
Right.
Like, we had visions. Like it was one of our goals to bring Burna Boy.
Right.
Because
I think it was a lot of people's visions to bring Burna Boy.
I think we went back to the vault to bring out Whiskey's plan. Add to it.
Yeah, we did.
Right.
Even the Whiskey one was already there from time. So it was like a concert sketch that we had that we had to use again for Burna Boy, because if this doesn't work now, we're going to make it work for sure, right? So when at Burna Boy, something we've been planning for years, right? You can imagine. I think the venue too, like we already had that book before.
No, that was hard though.
Yeah, it was hard to get a date. It was hard to get a date.
Because we're working with Burna, we're working with the venue.
And they're clashing.
Yeah, and it was the only venue that they would take, Burna's team.
Oh, had they heard about the venue or?
No, man. I said the mom
about a lot of things.
I said the mom knows what she's doing for Burna.
Yeah, she knows, like they knew about, like they know venues on.
I know. Apart from that, I think nobody wants Burna Boy's Wahala. So
True.
You don't want to mess with him.
True.
So I guess like that kind of thing. Worked with him, so she was particular about the venue. She wanted things with. I also wanted that kind of thing. Right?
No, for sure. No, I think that's the next stage.
Not just like about it being. Before we were also supposed to do Mr. Easy too.
Yeah.
But then he decided to do it himself. Like the first time he came, which was as Rebel.
Oh yeah.
That was like a long time.
Yeah, that's 2 years before he came. Yeah.
So we're supposed to do Mr. Easy, but then he said he wanted to do it himself, right? So we not per se wanted to do it in this thing. If you were to ask me, I'd say, can we do it in a place that has 10,000 capacity? Because but she wanted something that had to do with Live Nation, Live Nation and all of those kind of things. So it's kind of a thing that we also looked around, like you said, we had the skeleton, but to actually put the pieces together is difficult because you are working with Burna Boy. You don't know what he likes, you don't know what he doesn't like.
Right.
The mom knows what she likes and what he likes, but it might not really be it, right?
Right.
And then at that point, Burna Boy was the hottest artist. So he had, I'm sure the mom had like, even me on my phone sometimes if I'm doing something very important, I'll have like 80 messages. So now imagine Burna Boy, probably have like 800 messages. So they were very busy. So sometimes she can get to me very, very late.
Right.
Very, very late, like 3 days. I'll just be like, this woman disappear on me again.
Gotcha.
That kind of thing. But after a while, you start to get used to it that she's very, very busy and stuff like that. So it wasn't easy, but we had like this skeleton dropped out. And we wanted like, that venue was like, Rebel was the only thing that, to be honest, when I talk us, we're fully funded, like privately. No sponsorship, no loans, nothing, right? So it was kind of thing like, Rebel was the only option that we could really take in terms of size that, we called other options, but what they're asking for is ridiculous.
I mean, I think she even mentioned the capacity she wanted.
Yeah,
she said she wanted like 2,500.
2,000 capacity.
Like, yeah, 5K.
And all those kind of things, right? So it was,
5K.
she was particular about what she wanted, but Rebel came clutch because we've worked with him.
Yeah, so
we've worked with them for years.
As soon as that one happened, he started designing the stuff, like every promo video, flyers, because we knew we're going to need different types of flyers. That's one thing.
Burna Boy was ready since January. Everything you see that we brought out was ready since January. We just did.
Just did.
We announced April.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
just have it in the talk.
There were rumors out there that somebody was saying, "Mr. This is bringing him." It's not this. I heard it, but I didn't say anything. Throughout that whole time, everybody was saying they were bringing him.
I personally think I heard about Burna in March. In March, and it's probably through a mutual friend of ours. I heard about Burna Boy in March. I didn't know who was bringing him at that point. I just heard that the contract had been signed. He's actually come out. Okay. Thank God for that. I heard about it in March, but you guys did the rollout in April. So, you guys put out the event, started selling tickets. Actually, there's a rumor I heard, right? You guys can confirm this. I heard that you guys bought all your tickets and then sold it individually.
Bought all our tickets.
Bought all your tickets and made it sold out and then sold it at a higher price. That's what I heard.
Don't do that.
No?
Let me ask you a question.
Don't do that.
That's what I heard, man.
I want to ask a question. I wish I could do that. I wish, don't you wish you could do that?
Doesn't even make sense.
No, it makes sense.
No, it makes sense now.
There are people that do it.
You buy, you agree. So if it's sold out,
So it's sold
then
out.
it's like you wanna.
But that person is
sold out.
thinking too hard. Because if you look back at all our events, when you talk about HML, when we say it's sold out,
It's sold out. Right.
I mean, it's part of a promotion, this thing, but that's the thing about, you know, I will speak for Africans, I'll speak for Nigerians. Nigerians have this thing, I always say, they see John, they know John, right? John does something successful. They get letter A of what John did. They believe they know everything. Right, you're right. They don't see that there are hoops that he had to jump through. Right. That's why a lot of people fail, because they just believe that, oh, I know the success, I know this is the reason behind everybody's success. Some of them probably heard it that this is what people do. And then they felt like this is what we did. Right. But nobody got any insider information from us. Even the people that were working with us, nobody knew anything. Right. Because even me, there was a time that I was like, should I spill some things? Like, there are some things I knew beforehand, I didn't even say it out. We controlled Burna Boy's, everything about Burna Boy to the T. Whatever people knew was what you guys wanted to know. Right. We did not buy anything, because think about it, that would cost us how much? We spent, like I said, it was private event. Burna Boy was not cheap. But the event Burna Boy was a 6-figure event. Yeah, I heard. It was not cheap. I heard. So imagine us privately putting 6 figures together, and then we'll not buy again. So what if nobody buys? If nobody not buys, we sold out. No, just think about it this way. It's this way like this, right? This is how it is, right? We do that. People are going to become more skeptical, because they'll be scared to buy tickets from other people. Because they'll be thinking, this is fake. This is fake ticket. This is that. So we never even talk about it. If we're a big corporation, you can do it, because some corporations have that money. They do it. They have boys that will sell the ticket at a discount. Right.
People bought in wholesale.
And Burna Boy is not
People bought tickets in wholesale, and maybe they resold.
May I understand? Let me understand. They said we bought the tickets.
Yeah, so for you guys, because Rebel is big, right? You guys want 5,000. So I think for Africans to sell out Rebel, first of all, it's like,
even the owner of Rebel said it.
Exactly.
They said that
so you're saying you guys like, I'm not saying that you guys, yes, so you're not saying that you guys bought all the tickets, but I'm saying like for it to have sold out, you guys cleared whatever was left, and then started selling it at like ridiculous price. Like it's just like StockX, where like you go online, you buy all the shoes.
That's why I said Nigerians always try.
So we held on to like something.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's one person that started that rumor, and I tweeted that in one time, and one guy that, you know, I knew him from Montreal, but I would not say his name, because I don't know. I've already dissed him online, and I've told him that you can wait to whenever you die, you will never see me fail. But you don't say things you don't know. Right. You know, everybody wants to be, this is what I tweeted, everybody wants to be, I know it first, I know it first. What's the point? You don't know what you're talking about. Like, and I'm the kind of person that you can ask me, I'll tell you. It's not like I'll come and tell you. But if you ask me, and I feel like your intentions are good, I'll tell you, because it's not a secret. I'll tell you you were there the whole time when we were going through the whole stuff. Yeah, I was. I was telling you what was going on. Yeah. Right? At that point, I could have thought that, let me not tell him, because he has friends, he could tell. But I was like, at the end of the day, I'm not hiding anything. This is what is going on right now, and we're trying to fix it. Right. So that's the problem. People just like to do like, I know first, I heard this first. And that's bad, because you can't do that, because you don't know anything. Whatever you think you know, even if you know how to buy stocks today,
somebody knows how to do it.
Somebody knows like if you see somebody successful and you just heard, oh, the person just buys and sells at a high price, and you go and buy and sell at a high price, you are dumb. But you should know that when they say the person is buying and selling at a high price, maybe the person has checked like, oh, does the company have sales? Does he have the contract? Does he have all those other things? That's why he's buying at a low price, selling at a high price. He knows the details. But you don't know the details, you just hear the surface, and then you start talking like, you start having your imagination. That's what people were having. Not what you were saying. We were hearing some of them say that kind of thing now. You know, somebody will say, I don't hear from Burna since now. Burna talk saying no filmmaker. When did you hear that one from Burna? Burna that was trying to make it.
All right, so let's get into it. Burna time. The show is here. Everybody's on high notes. Everybody's on the edge. I know I was with you the most of the day, and I think he came and left. I didn't see him for most of the day. So walk me through the process. So Burna Boy was coming to Canada. He was supposed to arrive the day of the show. But initially, apparently, that's not the story. It was supposed to arrive prior to the actual show. So, but you carried it away. Tell me, so what happened?
Okay. So, I guess people would want to know this detail. Burna Boy's visa was done and approved. His entire team was done and approved February 15th, 2019.
Facts.
Seats.
The visa came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it came out. We checked everything.
I remember that.
We checked. We're excited. We said, let's wait a month.
Mm-hmm.
Waited a month. Everything's good. We initiated conversation with the mom. We sent her everything. She was happy. Oh, okay, it's out. Wow. You know, obviously she's, you know, those are details we also get because, like, you know, there were these old heads that were trying to get the old contract, saying things about us that these small boys,
What
they
do
don't
they
know
know?
anything, they'll spoil
Right,
everything.
right,
They'll do all
right,
that.
right.
So she was happy, and I could tell. And I asked her, I said, Ma, why are you happy? Did you doubt me? She said, if you know what these boys were saying about you. And I was like, what were they saying? I was like, okay, whatever. The visa is out. She was like, okay, she even checked it. She said, let's send in the passport, right? So the visa was stamped February 29th. Visa came out 15th, stamped February 29th. Okay. And I'm grateful to them because they made it easy because Burna Boy was supposed to be flying around.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like shifted things around to make sure like the visa can be stamped early because that's another problem. The problem is not getting Burna Boy's visa. The problem is stamping the visa,
Right,
right?
because the passport has to be there.
Because he has to be there, right?
Yeah.
Burna Boy needs his passport. We know he was the hottest artist. They are
Traveling.
calling him left, right. So
Right,
he cannot leave his passport somewhere.
Yeah.
So she did it. And like I said, the connection that I called beforehand that can they expedite this and they helped me, right? Because they knew what we're trying to do. Obviously,
Right.
we kept the whole African vibe.
Right.
We're trying to bring the African
Culture,
community,
yeah.
So they kind of had a soft spot for us. So Burna Boy got his visa on his hand, February 28th or 29th.
Was it
No,
leap
I
year?
think it was leap
It was a
year. I
leap
think it was
year.
29 or something.
Yeah.
2019, he got it. You know, I even had the pictures and everything to make sure I was checking it. Now, you have gotten visa. You do Canadian visa a lot, right? In the past, you did a lot. Once you get visa, what happens? You have gotten the visa.
Yeah, nothing else.
Baba did not kill anybody. Baba did not go to jail. So what would you expect happens to a visa? Nothing, right? Okay. So on that day, for him to fly, because I was discussing with them, I said, when should Burna Boy come? You know, she's like, you know, we don't want Burna Boy to get too excited and stuff like that. Not like to get too excited, but at the same time, you want, you know, he's a very busy guy. And then he also needs to have his fun, right? So it's kind of a thing of, okay, for me, it was also good because I was like, I don't really know Burna Boy. I don't know if I can control, you know, what he can do and what he can. You know, it's Burna Boy. Right?
So he went
So
out.
I was like, maybe he should come a day before, right? But his band should come 2 days before. Let them be in here. Because you know, we don't want to look for bands and everything like that. So we did it that way. We put in a lot of plan. We made sure that every single thing was in place. We had made sure the venue was complete. We even ready to send venue full money to make sure there's no mago at the back, right? Now, for Burna Boy to fly, the mom calls me. I was even picked up the phone. I was like, because I always call her, Mama Burna. And I was picking up the phone to even gist with her. Then she said, they don't allow Burna fly. My heart first of all skipped. I'm like, hey.
So from perspective, so this was supposed to be the day of the show or the day before?
No,
the day before, because they're supposed to come the day before.
The day before, it was supposed to come in the afternoon.
Right, the band was already here the day before that.
Year before.
Right.
So it was supposed to, even Burna's guy, that's, you know, the guy that's always around Burna,
Right.
came here the day before. Right? He was already there. So I told her to send to make sure we give Burna Boy everything because he's a superstar, right? Because I watch all these people, you know, when Beyonce is coming, there are people that come and scout. Make sure Beyonce has everything. I took this guy around Toronto, we bought everything to make sure when Burna Boy lands, he's comfortable as fuck.
Right.
Because we wanted Burna Boy to give us the best show.
Right.
Because talking to this team, I realized that the way you treat them is what they produce out.
Right.
So fully prepared. You know, before she comes, so what kind of hotel do you guys want? Does Burna Boy want view? We got him the best hotels in Toronto. All these things were costing money. So I booked a night in advance so that they would not tell me the other night was not available. So I even spent more money. Make sure the night.
Just clear the schedule. Clear the hotel schedule.
Just so that when Burna comes from airport straight to go and chill and relax and, you know, the next day, you know, all those kind of things. We even canceled some press conference just to not make him angry. Because somebody might say something. So we did everything right. Now, fast forward. Burna Boy is not allowed to fly. I said, Jesus Christ. Are they allowing you fly? Yes. Are they allowing Ronami fly? Yes. They're not allowing Burna fly. Why is it Burna they're not allowing to fly? I was very confused. I'm like, Burna has this visa. I checked the visa. She's like, yeah, Burna has his visa. Everything started getting skeptical. obviously now the mom will start having doubt, right? She's like, Wally, just fix it. I'm like, Wally, just fix it. That's what I just said. I said, Wally, just fix it. But my mind, I'm like, what did I go do? Nobody will get me something now. But I'm like, I just sat down. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
Because imagine what you have planned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it pained, like, at that point in time, I was blank. I was completely blank because imagine you have planned everything. Yeah. Not just planned, you also pray on it. And everything's lining up.
And you already calculated, adjusted.
What are the odds that is now Burna's visa that did not work?
Right.
I was very confused. I sat down there. I didn't know what to do. And I called everybody. Do you have connection with this person? Do you have connection? I was like, man, after a while, she called me a couple of times. She was really trying. They were trying hard. I give it to them. They were trying hard. They were at the airport. And Burna is becoming angry. When I head down, Burna is doing something in me, just woke up. I was like, fuck, who am I going to call? So, fortunately for me, I knew someone in the parliament, right? So I called the person. I asked like, this is what's happening. She was surprised. She was like, really? No, that cannot happen. I remember when you came to come and talk to me, like you really put in time. So she was really, that actually gave me confidence that, okay, I think something's about to click. She said, okay, she'll call the embassy. So they called the embassy. Then they're like, the embassy that stamped his passport was in England. Because remember, I told you, Burna was in Ghana, went to England, so we kind of did mago. So they said, if it's Canada now, they can quickly do something, but they're out of the jurisdiction that they cannot just talk to the embassy in England.
Right. So
she's like, what can she do? She said she sent highest priority email to them to clear whatever is happening. Okay. So she assured me that Burna, everything will be fixed because this is coming from the parliament. Next thing is the minister's office, right? I was going to get there because I also said, okay, can you get me to the minister's office? I was pestering her. I was like, she's like, I'm trying for you. I said, please, just get me to the minister. Somebody in the minister's office, right? So fast forward to there. So she's like, just let him go home and let him fly in the morning. So I told Burna Boy's mom that by the time you land, we took his flight to Detroit. So by the time he lands in Detroit, there'll be enough time that it will be around 6 o'clock. No, it will be around 5 o'clock, right?
Right.
That, everything would have been cleared. You just come for mic check and everything. And I was happy that Burna Boy's mom understood because to me, it didn't make sense, honestly, because we know he's going to be tired and we know who Burna Boy is. So it was like, but like, when she said, okay, she'll do it, I was happy. Then their guy, the main guy that was helping organize everything for Burna, my guy in England, he was like talking to me. I was like, Wally, they'll be grumpy in the morning. I don't want wahala. Make sure that thing is done. At this time, we had spent money. We didn't even know. Like, that's the thing. We didn't touch anybody's money. We not touched anybody's money on the ticket. Nobody's money was touched. So this was coming from our pocket. We had already dried out because we had spent flights. That time now, you're just buying flights. You don't even care what you're buying.
Right.
Whether it's refundable or not, you just want to make sure you get it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we calculated, we must make sure Burna Boy gets here. So Burna Boy flew. As he got here, I was like, I hope his passport is good. Got there, they didn't let him fly into Canada. He said there's something wrong with his passport. I was like, when they fixed it, the woman now called me. She called me, said, because I was about to call her, she called me, said, have they fixed it? That's when you saw me sitting out there. I'm like, no, they're saying you can't come into it. Because she said they sent it to highest priority and they promised us they were going to get it done in the morning. I remember it's in UK.
So UK time is earlier.
So the time difference was like 5 hours. She said it's unbelievable. So she now said, okay, she'll get me to the minister's office so that Burna Boy can cross the border, can drive through the border because they can control that part, right? They can't let him fly because they can't tell the airlines what to do.
What to do, right?
But they can control the border and say Burna Boy should come through the border, right? So she called me. So there was a guy in the minister's office that actually had heard of Burna Boy. So he was like, Burna Boy is coming. And you guys did not tell me. I heard him on the phone. I was like, okay. Then they told me this thing. So she called me back and she's like, Burna Boy can cross the border now. They've given them the instruction to let him cross the border. But Burna is not going to drive 4 hours, not knowing what is going to happen at the border. So his mom said, nah, we're not doing that. Because if Burna gets angry, who is going to take care of him? And all those kind of things. So it was around that 8 o'clock that was like the final say that it's not going to happen. The mother stayed there. Actually, she got mad at me. She was like, Wally, I'm going to New York. Bye. And that was the thing. So I was like, I tried. And I couldn't disturb her any further because she had tried for me, right? So we got there and we were already thinking, honestly, I wasn't even looking at the line.
So let's stop for a bit because we've gone through it. We've said it. So just to put in perspective, so Burna Boy landed in, because I was there with you.
Yeah.
Burna Boy landed in Detroit around 5. You're saying, and we're trying to do the whole border thing, and let's quickly touch. Told me she had to fly.
You even had to fly, pay extra flight,
told me
go to Ottawa to get passports, from passport to go to America.
To go to Detroit.
Money,
so told me she had to go over to Detroit to meet with the family. And so in perspective, doors open at the show at 6 or 7.
I can't remember. I think 6:30.
I think it was 6 p.m.
So let's say 6:30, median 6:30, and we started letting people in at 6. We started letting people in at 6:30, and we didn't find out that Burna Boy wasn't coming until 8 p.m. Just for clarification, am I right?
Yeah.
Right. So
like the masses didn't find. Oh yeah, we didn't find. Okay, we didn't find.
You didn't find out till 8, and then the masses didn't find out till later.
Yeah.
Right. So technically, by between 6:30 and 8, the hall was sizable. To me, it was pretty much full at that point. People were still coming, but it was pretty much full. Okay, so you guys found out at 8, and then what was the next step of action for you guys? So where were you when you found out?
Where was I when I found out? I think I was at either the venue or the hotel.
Okay. Max, I heard a rumor that you were looking at the water.
I think I was with Kiza. We were just sitting down beside the water and just looking.
Yeah, I heard you were looking at the water. Looking to enter the water.
Me and Kiza were just looking.
See, the magnitude of that thing. Everybody's talking about the crowd, but there are things that people did not know.
Right.
World star.
What I heard was that was in the building. Yeah.
Grake sent his people.
Right.
OVO crew was there.
Right.
Cardinal official came.
Right.
Heads of labels were there.
Right.
The big boys were there.
Right.
Who else was there? The Weeknd's crew was there. I don't even know. I heard like the Weeknd's crew was there. All those limos that you guys were seeing, those people were there. I'm talking about like the mainstream Toronto boys.
Right.
So imagine that. No show. 8 o'clock. You saw me now, I was looking like a carpenter. If everybody saw me, the only thing that saved me was my hat.
Right.
Because I was wearing my hat. If not, they would have just slapped my face and what's this carpenter doing?
At 6 p.m. when the doors were opening, someone from Germany called me to book a booth.
From Germany.
They flew in. People flew.
Yeah, okay. I think I know.
I'm not gonna watch water.
Yo, I'm telling you that people flew in.
No, for sure. Because I know about some guys from Italy who flew in as well.
At that time, right? At that time we're like at haters stroke laughing level. Like because at that time we had selling tickets for $150. So haters wanted to cut our neck. Right. And we're at a capacity of over 4,000. They're like, these people are the biggest scammers. I'll tell you this. So we're there. Oh boy, I did not even notice anybody that entered the hall. Do you know that hall was full and I walked past many times? I did not know that anybody was inside the hall. I was in my own wall. Because I was not sitting down there that I felt I looked at who is the MC. MC no agree, go stage, go announce. Nobody go stage.
I was telling them.
My babe was telling me.
We were there together. Them like who's gonna meet.
You know what's funny? When the whole Burna thing had started, I had messaged Blackito at the time. I was like, hey Blackito, I'm interested in hosting the show. And then whatever happened, and then I got to work with the crew in terms of production. Yeah. And when I was not thinking about it back then, I was like, so wait, if they had actually had booked me, I'd have been one of these guys. And I would have been the first guy because I was there in the afternoon. So I'd have been one of the first guys that because
one day Paul was there, sir.
One day was there.
Right, that was the part of it that even gave me joy to laugh. After one day left, I was back again.
But I think the most fucked up part, and the part of me to say, is that the venue, and this is not to discredit the venue, but I feel like the venue they weren't working hand in hand with you guys because at that point in time, I think the venue was also about getting their own cash.
which I don't blame them.
Definitely.
Because we can tell them what we tell them, but they don't have the right to.
Right, because at one point when I found out that he wasn't coming, which was at the same time we all found out, 8 o'clock, I could see bottles. I could see sparklers going into the crowd. Sparklers were going in.
But I sent them a message. I sent the venue a message. Please do not serve anybody their drinks, because that's number one. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we plan to succeed, and we also plan to fail.
Right.
The planning to fail part was that everything happens, we give everybody their money back.
Right.
We did not touch a single cent.
Right.
Not even the drink. Nothing went out of everything that went out of pocket. If everything went to zero, our pockets would have been zero at that point in time.
Right.
No sponsorship. Sponsorship came later on, which was like World Remit. But would you even call that sponsorship? I mean, they came later on, but like, you get what I mean?
Right.
So, at that point, I didn't even see anybody. I said, I was walking on my own. My baby was telling me that, you're wearing Burna Boy shirt and you're going outside. What if somebody takes you to the corner?
I mean, they hear some guys.
I'm like, whoever is beating me, you know that even me,
That's one of the organizers.
Really?
If you see the way I just find my way before they do that, you know, I
They were scared to announce, bro.
Yeah, they were scared to announce. Yeah,
at that point I was not scared though, because I was like, whoever is ready to beat me, you know that the anger that is inside me,
it's not just small.
I'm looking for where to so it's like a thing of except you are ready to kill me.
Right.
Just know that if you do anything, I'm ready.
Right.
So it was we're walking on ice at that point in time.
Right.
At 8 o'clock, it came like so at 8 o'clock I called Burna's mom. We all knew he was not coming. So the next step was that I called everybody together. We need to make this announcement. She called me and she said, Burna should put out the post first. I said, okay, that's true. Burna should put out the post first. Let's not making it. Boom, Burna puts out the post. Trust Nigerians now. I don't know since now. Burna don't call me, say no, they come.
I was outside. I just kept hearing people, go about those lines. But I'm like, yo, we just found out. Like. But
Burna don't like to say they don't stop Burna. Maybe somebody said that they stopped Burna for Burna. Duh, they stopped him. Did we all say that? Where is the obvious? Burna don't tell me since we knew he was not coming. People started laughing. Even our guys. Even our guys that obviously they did not laugh in front of me, but I heard they were laughing. And they still came for the event too, but I was just like, you people have been to all our events. I've never ever done anything shady like that.
Right.
Saw a whole band. Burna Boy set alone, that thing that you saw on that stage, cost a lot of money per day.
Right.
At least 2,500 a day.
What?
Yeah, 2,000 because we had to rebook. We had to rebook.
3.
He set alone that you saw on that stage because we wanted the product. See, if Burna Boy happened the first day, whatever you guys thought you enjoyed, it was something of the first day Burna Boy happened. Because there were going to be surprise people that would come to the stage.
Right.
Burna Boy, the first day was something that was going to destroy them. I think even media from Vancouver was calling that, what happened? We heard Burna Boy could not make it. I said, don't call me. I don't call them back. I said, okay, it's true, I'll take the time. I said, tell those Canadians, why would they be stopping our people? So I said, yes, write it down.
Right.
Are you going to write it down? I was there.
Okay, so let's fast forward. So it didn't happen. I mean, shout out to the Toronto crowd because they came through. They took it lightly. They had fun.
To the real ones.
To the real
ones. To the ones that didn't know what was happening, but they knew that something was going on and they didn't use the opportunity to throw shade.
Right. So fast forward, how did you guys maneuver that? How did you guys then maneuver the situation?
Oh, but it took a lot of prayers, and it took a lot of, about to give up, because at the same time, Burna, like I said, I keep saying he was a very busy guy at that point in time. So it was a thing of why should she, bother?
Right.
Like, why should this work? So she worked with me for a new date. We talked to the venue. Luckily, the venue gave us a good date too. Right. So we also had to make sure the other cities were not affected, which we didn't need to do that. But we wanted, like I said, we do things in a way that we have tomorrow, we have next tomorrow, we have next year.
For sure.
We have people that work with later on, right?
For sure.
So we called, right? And I made sure, I called, I was on the phone throughout. The woman even messaged me. I think I still have my email. She messaged me and was like, I know you are probably going through some kind of like the parliament, man, like you're going through the time, and I'm still working with you. I'm still working I'll work over the weekend for you and make sure it's ready. So I got a letter and I told them to send me a letter of apology to that because so they sent me what happened. What happened was that, like I said, Burna Boy was in Ghana when we did the visa application. So because Burna Boy had to fly to England, but his passport needed to have been processed in Ghana, I kind of like talked to them and they transferred his application to London.
Right.
So the London people approved it and stamped his passport. But there was something, the process was still running in Ghana.
Right.
So Ghana people entered entry error. So made the visa invalid.
Gotcha.
So that was what happened.
Gotcha.
How would you tell that can happen?
Our fellow Ghanaians.
You wouldn't know that can happen. So those ones had to go. It was the thing as small as they had to just go on their system. I don't know why they were so slow. Everything just felt like maybe it was just supposed to happen. That's how I look at it because it makes no sense. They could have done it that day when Burna was supposed to fly. They had to go into their system and just mark it active. That was what they just needed to do. So luckily for me, they sent me a letter on Sunday.
Right.
Saying Burna's visa has been reapproved.
Gotcha.
At that point, we didn't know. We had already released the date again that Friday we're doing this thing. We're going to make sure we do. Burna Boy's mom too was part of it. She called me, she told me that I should not worry, that things happen, I should not listen to anybody. All these there are rumors that they're saying all around. She called me and I respect like working with Burna Boy's mom. Like, she actually made me understand that she has also seen all those kind of things, right? So I told her I'm not even worried. That me, the only thing I always think about, I will joke about it later on, but what I think about even when I'm very angry is how do I get past what is going on. So they sent me a letter, I sent it to her, she was happy to. She called, said, are you sure? Because Burna would not agree for this one. I said, am I sure? I'm not sure.
You ask yourself, am I sure?
It is written here that his visa is now valid.
Right.
His visa was valid before. Something happened. So I said, ma, this kind of things, you never know, right? So apparently, we were even saying that Burna was feeling like somebody was working against him in terms of like, why did that happen? Or did I mess up? Because they were, all those boys now, they were talking things into Burna's ear that, these boys are small boys now. What they know about organizing concert? All those kind of things that they're just talking about, right? So I guess Burna Boy too have, be skeptical, right? That did we mess up? He doesn't know me like that, right?
Right,
so
for sure.
He just knows me, but he doesn't know me. I'm not his guy, right? So he'll be skeptical.
Right.
So they brought that and we're like, okay, let's work on a new date. Let's make sure it doesn't affect everybody. So the next step, I don't know if you want to ask that question.
No, just go ahead.
But the next step was, how do we sell? Like I said, Africans were not playing with us.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know why you are angry that young people are doing shit, right? And why you are so mad and we have not done anything to you before, right? And all of them actually, we had 4,000 tickets sold. On the day after Burna Boy's this thing, we had barely 1,000 tickets. Everybody has collected their money back.
After refunds.
And this is after we have spent how much?
After refunds.
Yes, no, after refund, we had 1,000 tickets left.
Wow.
We had 1,000 tickets sold.
Okay.
And we have spent over $90,000. Over $90,000 that we still need to spend more because we're going to fly everybody
back again.
So like we're spent over that. And we're like, why did everybody do that? So we're like, okay, next thing is let's put our heads up and let's sell out again.
Right.
Then we started seeing people on Twitter saying, people are done, you're finished. I'm like, bro, what are you angry for? You got your refund. We could have been like every other household and say, no, this concert is still going on.
Like Afro Nation that help everybody's ticket for months, bro.
One of my guys just got his money last Sunday.
That's crazy.
Facts.
That's crazy.
We could have held people's money because if thing says no refund, the concert was not cancelled, it was postponed. It was then postponed, right? So but we did the right thing. We're like, people are coming. Like I said, we think about our people. So if people are for Three Kings, so we think about our customers 100%. Every single thing we do, we look at it. Like I said, if 5 people reply me, I'll take those 5 people as my customer because they are the one that care about my opinion. Right. So we cared about it. We looked at it. We heard that a lot of people traveled from outside. So we're like, it makes sense to give people refunds
because they're going back.
Okay.
Right.
there are some messed up things that they did to us. These Nigerians that I'm talking about, this African. It's Nigerians because I feel like these other people supported us more.
Right.
People from Ethiopia, people from even Ghana. I think Ghana even did better.
Right.
These Nigerians, what they did to us.
Right.
Okay. How do we maneuver? That's how we maneuvered. We did it, then we decided going to promotion. I tried to work with Burna Boy's team. I said, let's recenter the promotion. Let's do it something as a bounce back. So we talked to them, we bounced the idea, and then we put it out there, and the hype came back again.
Right.
And thanks to Montreal for doing an excellent job. Montreal, he killed the concert in
Afrobeats Montreal.
Yeah, he killed the concert in Montreal. So we're like, great. So we bounced on that again. So all the people that were tweeting at us, because I didn't reply any of that after that boy. I'm like, you know, you have been in a position of leadership before, and this is what you're saying. You don't even ask for
your
where
opinion.
I'm coming from. Because what I tweeted was not even an insult to anybody. It was just an opinion that everybody wants to do. I know first. What's the point of all that? Baba said, is that what you're supposed to be saying? You people are finished. I was like, what are you angry for? Did you get your refund? Do you even know what happened?
Right.
I put an opportunity for you to ask me what happened. It's not like you don't know me, you have access to me, but you want to be one of those people. I told him to fuck up. And he said, that we'll see now, people are done. I said, you will see, you will come into that concert. That's why I told him that at the end of the day, you might be waiting, but it will not happen. We'll bounce back. I ended that conversation. You see people's tweets, and they wanted, somebody even called me, wanted to buy tickets. I was driving, said, I heard Burna is coming back. Is this one show? I said, yes, do you want to buy tickets? It's like, okay. Because those people are scammers, so you know what they did? They went to kind of set the whole stage. Like I see, we come, those boys are big Yahoo boys. I went for like, really? I said, you know, I'm one of the organizers, right? That why didn't you just ask that what happened?
Right.
They're already saying that.
Yeah, it's scammer.
I think people had their imagination. They said that we set up the stage.
Just to look.
We spent all that money. Although it's a lot of money, right? That we make if we did all that stuff, right? But they said we set up the stage. I said, but did you check if the guy's band was there? He said, I don't even know if his band was there. I said, so.
Right.
You know his band was there. That next time you people should just try to ask. I understand that you people have been through trauma when it comes to Nigeria events.
Right.
But ask sometimes. If you don't know, ask. Because we went through hell to do this thing, right? So the guy bought tickets. I guess he felt bad, so he wanted 4 tickets, so he bought 6. And then be like, you don't have to pay. That's your fault. You bought tickets. So that's essentially how we bounce back. But that for me mentally, that's how I bounce back. I don't know.
So yeah, Maxim, how did you bounce back? How did you bounce back from it?
I know Max Jam was confused for days.
I mean, for a while, I was like, man, we were not about to go back to this risky thing.
Yeah.
I was disturbing him.
Like, how far? Like, let's make sure this happens.
Wale, like, guy, this one has to happen.
Yeah, I don't care how.
I mean, anything he says, I'm behind him, right? But then I just needed him to also get that head under. This time around, we have to get it going.
Right.
So
we've come this far, we can.
As soon as he confirmed on Sunday, like you said, he got that email, and with the whole parliament thing, was also giving some sort of level of confidence, right? So as soon as we got the email on Sunday, promo was on again.
It's lying though.
It's post.
Na Panediam and everything.
As soon as Burna posted again, because I think we had to get Burna to post again that, okay, we got a new date.
Right.
Toronto is going to make this right and stuff like that. So that kicked on the promo again, then started trying to push the tickets again.
Mitch, what about you? How's your bounce back? Just smoke and just.
You have to recreate all the flyer. Yeah, because we had to redesign everything.
Right.
Everything had to. So I mean, it was stressful, but like, it was worth it at the end of the day.
That's good. That's good.
It was, I don't know, man. We had Panediam.
What was Blackito's mindset, right? Because
Blackito was on his Blackito had to do that. Let night drive everywhere. I
remember
he slept for like 2 days.
Blackito did not sleep.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I lost. I can say I lost some of my weight. Because I didn't sleep. I think I was off sleep for about to make sure everything was right. Because I knew I was working.
Everyone was awake
time
for
difference.
24 hours.
I know
the first night, everyone was awake for 24 hours straight for sure.
I know I was awake. I don't think I even put my head down because even Burna's people could tell. They were like, after the event, they had to tell me that, Wale, now you can sleep. Because my eyes were dropping. Like, at some point, I was like, I'm not even driving. The car was with, I didn't even know where the car was. I just know people were driving the car.
Right.
Me, I was just like, yeah, it was mentally, we had to bounce back.
Right.
But that's the thing, right? The thing is that at that point in time, I'm telling you, a lot of people, but because even Burna Boy's mom said, a lot of people are just saying, you know what? Let's just forget this and we'll do it next time. But mentally, you just have to go back up and say, you did everything right. This is not your fault.
Right.
Now, what do we need to do? Unless all the options are done, we didn't see any reason to stop because we put in a lot of work.
Right.
Like the promotion we did, I would not say the amount we spent, but we spent chicken change when it comes to promotion because we did it the right way. You know, there are people that you see spend 30 grand on promotion.
Because we go all out with the promo. We don't do cheap promo. Cheap promo.
It's not that we just want to do promo. We did it right. It was chicken change. Like, we didn't spend we just did it right.
Right. But I just want to kind of highlight how it's like in retrospect, like there are a lot of event companies out there, event brands, event collectives, whatever. But just explaining like the weight of what you guys have to do to sort of put the event together in terms of working with the government, in terms of having people from both ends, having all the connections, you flying back and forth to LA. I think that just shows the amount of work that we have to do if we want to sort of
do that kind of event,
get to those heights and all that. And I think that's something that people need to take away from this, that it's not just easy, man. Like it's not easy.
Like I was saying, there are a lot of Nigerians that watch out this Burna Boy, this thing at work, and they say, it's because of Burna Boy. I dare them to do it. You don't know Africans, man. Africans will say, bring this person, bring that person. That person comes, only 5 people show up. Because they just say, the money section side we had is not there. You know, they don't even hear that he came to Toronto.
Right.
They don't know this, they don't know that, right?
Right.
But it's a lot of work. Not just that. Burna Boy's production was A1.
Right. No, for sure. I was there.
It was A1. I was on the stage and I was like, how does Burna Boy stand on this stage? Because this is busting my head. His production was A1. That's one thing you have to get right. Because I was there, you were there now.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole mic, this thing, I was there from, even when I was going through all that whole thing, I was still making sure, like, we're all making sure that the stage was still set properly.
The sound was good,
like,
everything.
It wasn't even easy because they missed some things. Even after we gave them missing, they didn't have some things. They had to switch some things. So the whole promotion. So I respect Beyonce, man. I don't know how they do Beyonce's build an entire stage, but building just for Burna Boy himself. We had other people that wanted to come and do live sets. Right? We wanted it to be a whole live set experience and just dancers. Right? Dancers were also going to get natural drums and stuff like that. But we couldn't have another set of instruments on the stage.
Because a lot of the equipment can be found
easily. We had to go to a special place for them. Even the drummer was like, Wale, how did you pull it off? I'm like, so even we put something like
you're not going to find. Just make the work hard. So event was done, successful. Massive congratulations, because that was intense, man. What is sort of your biggest takeaway? And I want to get your individual takeaways from that. So what was your biggest takeaway from the entire experience? You know, the success after, and just being able to sit down and eat comfortably. DJ.
From Burna Boy, what was my biggest takeaway from Burna Boy? No, I'm just thinking, like, brainstorming.
Like the whole experience and everything entirely.
For me, it's more like you gotta be patient. Kind of like, you gotta be patient. Not everything goes the way you want it to go. But you just gotta have faith. So that's all I'll say.
All right. What about you?
My biggest takeaway was, man, you can never plan and get it 100%.
Right.
The only thing is just that you have to always have a plan, and then you have to make sure that you reduce your risk. Like anything that you feel like could help, don't just throw it away. Yeah. Because you've gotten a visa, I could have thrown every other thing away. I could have worked out to get any other thing.
Right. I think you're the first, because I remember you on the phone with the lady from the visa office, and I think it was the first time I ever heard of anybody talking to a ministerial, whatever, parliament member.
I didn't even know that I needed to do that.
Exactly.
Okay, this is what I should expect. And I just, for me, like I said, some things just come naturally. Like, I see it and I just go after it. Right? It's not like maybe one day I'll just sit and I was like, I can actually get this person's connect. I just reach out to the person replies, and you say the right things, right? You keep it like that. You keep it going.
Right.
So my biggest takeaway is that, man, if you think you know it, you'll be surprised.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we thought you have touched every single thing.
And something still went wrong.
But imagine the visa that you have gotten that has been stamped on you. It's not even valid without even using it.
Right.
That's never been, I've never heard of that. I think even them, they were very surprised that what you're telling me does not make sense. How can a visa that somebody has never used before
be denied?
Invalid when the person has not done anything, right? So it's like, it has never happened.
Right. So
my biggest takeaway is that, man, don't think you know it all. Everything you can do to reduce your risk, you have to keep doing it to the point that, and also to Africans, I know we have we have people that do mago all the time for us. We have it, it's not a lot. But don't use every opportunity to just bring people down. Like, obviously, even me, myself, when I see some skeptical things, you never see me online go and just start talking. I'll first of all sit down and get enough detail before I give my opinion.
Right.
But you don't just go out there and just spill, because that could have damaged us too. Because I felt like nobody's gonna come again. Right.
You
know?
Right.
Gotcha. So it's like that's my own take on it.
Maxine, what about you?
My own take is we planned everything. You understand what I'm saying? We planned everything, but one thing I realized about planning is that you have to test your plans. Like, you've planned something, but you never know how strong or how good that plan is until you actually test it. So when I say test the plan, we already got everything settled. Like, we did rehearsals. I believe, right? We did rehearsals, and if there was a way, like, one thing I want us to start doing as Three Kings, or what we believe we're going to start doing as Three Kings, is we're going to start trying to get our artists in way before time. So the plan was to get them in
the day before.
So let's test this thing. Let's make sure this guy is even able to do this. Let's make sure this DJ is able to do this. Let's make sure this person can actually perform the way we want them to perform.
Right.
There's always something we want to perfect after you've tested the plan. So I feel like we will always need to test the plan after we've planned it, and then
fix any errors on ground.
Having a relationship with the team.
Yeah, man.
Because it was a whole vibe, having a relationship with everybody. People
and that's just it for me, man. Like, testing our plan, because we planned everything. We did a lot of planning, over 2-3 years of planning, and you never know what can happen.
Planning and research, man. We did research. We saw things that people were missing and stuff like that. Like it's a big thing.
So that's cool, man. So you guys sort of have that in the bag. Tyler's Talk came out real quick. What are your favorite tracks of Tyler's Talk? Wally, let's start with you.
Me, it's Bank on It.
You already used it already. You already used the reference.
Bank on It. I just like.
That's a song. I like the intro.
Yeah.
First track.
Yeah.
When I level up.
Level up.
I think mine is Naughty by Nature.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or actually, alarm clock. Chill, alarm clock.
Right.
But then it's too short.
It's too short. You're right.
That's probably the best song.
Yeah, as an Igbo guy, Onyeka is my favorite track, man. That's my favorite track, man.
People like Onyeka.
I love Onyeka, man.
The thing about Bank on It, why I like Bank on It is that you can just be driving Bank on It, and then I feel like people like it.
Alarm clock is the one that you use every day, right?
One that everybody does not understand that they might like by the time the outside open. Wonderful.
I've been saying that.
That wonderful? Where that part where it says what do you even say in that part?
The fact that I think it dropped Wonderful too early.
Really?
Because people are sleeping on that jam on the album. That jam can easily be the best song on the album if we did not hear it before the album came out.
You have a point.
Yeah, but
if we did not hear it before the album came
Wonderful.
out, yes, now, but the thing is that I feel like it's the most different jam on the album.
But people like 23. Me, I feel like
23.
I feel like 23. The reason why I'm not picking 23 because people made it seem too deep. I don't think 23.
I like the intro.
I don't think it's as deep as what people are saying, but it's
Right, it's true. I like the intro of waiting this off, man. Like,
that way.
so what's happening? So what's the future for you guys? You guys have a bucket list, you know, Wizkid, Burna Boy, ticked off, checked off. Any surprises that you guys can mention, or you're just going?
We're working on a couple of big boys, but
We had artists for this year.
Corona.
yeah, we had an artist for this year.
We had artists for this year.
Good.
But
One or two, I
We
believe.
got two.
one.
We had two.
We had artists
The
for
hottest boy.
this year.
Hottest boy. But you know how this life is now.
Right.
Not just Corona. Like I've learned, our biggest takeaway.
Right.
My biggest day.
Right.
You know how these artists talk to them. One man flies to Nigeria and he says one or two
And
things
it
that
changes.
you wouldn't know. You know, you have to play dirty, but we don't. So far, what I've done, I've not played dirty with anyone.
I hate that. I hate that game is dirty, man. I hate that the game has to be
Play dirty.
dirty.
They say things they don't even know. I don't even think most of these men that we're talking know
It's
me.
like-
Because me, I don't even call. You don't see me everywhere, right?
Yeah,
I just go out. You see me when I'm coming out for like my guys out. When I'm following this thing. I come out to Alpha. When I'm in the club, me, I'm on my own joint. We're out there in our circle drinking. And that, we're going home. We're not talking to any, like, we're talking to people we know, obviously.
Right.
It's not like we're there to, you know, do all this other extracurricular.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think they know me.
Right.
But the kind of things they be saying about us sometimes that you hear, it's like, can we not just focus on the on the trying to think and that is like,
Right.
I don't care about what this man is saying about.
Gotcha.
Me, I don't even care when people they talk like that.
Man, I don't care.
I know say if you talk, now yourself, now you for your pocket, like whatever.
The only time I even care is the only time we even care, I guess,
No,
as a team, because actually we think like that. The only time we really care is when you're bad talking. We're trying to get a contract just like you. And you're bad talking. Why are you doing that? That's the only
Time.
you
that-
get from us,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But like apart from that, you are fighting for a contract. We two are fighting. That's how life is.
That's
We're
how
both
life
fighting for a
is.
contract.
Right.
But we're not going to pay a ridiculous amount because that's one thing we should know.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for such an honest conversation. And the time, man. We've been trying to get this done for like a while. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, all that. So I appreciate your time. Thank you. And all the best with everything that you guys have got going on. And I hope to be a big part of the plans in the
Of course,
future.
man.
For sure.
We've been working low-key, not maybe entirely together. but
Yeah. We had a couple of
been
things.
around
We'll have a
like,
conversation.
for a
Yeah.
long time. So there's
Yeah.
small things that open up.
Yeah,
At least
for sure.
that's the belief. That
Right,
working
right,
people
right.
work together. And plus you, man. Yeah, they didn't want to bring out content.
Let's not do this, man.
Like,
Let's
they
not
didn't want to
do
bring
this.
out content in Toronto.
Let's not do this.
You never know, it might be you that might call us and say, guy, we have this thing.
Right.
So we're down for it too.
Right.
You know?
And we need everybody to remember that we're looking to work with people too.
Yeah, we're looking to work with
For sure.
females, people that are serious, definitely. So,
Talent too.
you know, if you have talent, if you are serious, like not just talent, but like at the end of the day, I don't want to say we're doing a big concert and for you to come for rehearsal, you come 5 hours late. You know, we're not going to put you on.
Right.
And it's not like because we're doing like what the best, but like we're trying to just, you know, we're just trying to keep our own image.
Gotcha.
What we want to be is we want to do the right thing. So
Gotcha.
everyone, if you know people, let us know. And to everybody that's been supporting us, man, thank you. 100%. It's not easy to do it for this amount of years, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Every year we don't know what to do.
Gotcha.
But we do it.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. Sheesh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much,
Bad,
man.
bro.